Good afternoon, Your Honor. Daniel Magoo.
All right. Mr. Gu, you are representing yourself. I do have to apprise you that you are before the court on charge of resisting and obstructing a police officer. That is a high court misdemeanor, or what technically is known as a high court misdemeanor, and or felony punishable by up to 2 years, $2,000 fine plus court costs. There are great perils in representing yourself in this. You have to understand that I am going to treat you the same as though you know the laws and the rules of evidence. I will not treat you worse because you are not represented. I will not treat you better or grant any favors or try to clarify anything for you. If for whatever reason during any point in this proceeding you wish to be represented by counsel and cannot afford to hire counsel, counsel will be appointed to represent you. As I have in the past hearings asked you to acknowledge what I've said, I'm going to only indicate that I believe that you understand English. You believe that the words that I have said to you are understood, so that we don't get into, you need to remove the gum from your mouth.
Mr. Mio is back, and this time, he's about to find out exactly why having legal representation is absolutely essential. If this is your first time on the channel, this video is actually part 2 of a previous one we posted not long ago. To catch you up, Daniel Mio is, well, to put it bluntly, a complete mess in court. He refuses to answer Judge Simpson's questions, acts smug, and carries himself like he's somehow above everyone else. And as you'll see, things get off to a very rough start for Mr. Mio. Honestly, even saying his name feels strange. It's just an odd one. But more importantly, he was literally chewing gum in a courtroom with no legal representation. Let me be clear. This is not how you handle court. You absolutely need legal representation. Don't follow Mr. Mio's example here. But enough of me talking. Let's dive right in and see what unfolds in court.
Thank you.
So I will not ask you to acknowledge. I will presume that you do indeed understand everything that I've said. Now, having said that, what are we doing with this case?
I'd like to move for evidentiary hearing or
You wish to have a preliminary examination?
preliminary examination. Yes, sir.
Would the people have their witnesses available the second?
We can try, Your Honor, but before moving toward that, would the court be willing to make its inquiries about discovery? I am aware of the defendant having filed a writ of mandamus with the Court of Appeals of the state of Michigan.
Yes.
That was subsequently dismissed without prejudice by the Court of Appeals.
Correct.
Contained within that, though, there are allegations that my office has violated its Brady obligations and has not provided sufficient discovery. So I'm not sure if we're ready to move forward to preliminary exam. The defendant is saying that he doesn't have all of the discovery. That is the concern. The record I feel compelled to make at this time, though, is that the people have provided, I do believe, complete discovery to the defendant, and I believe that some of the representations that were made in this writ of mandamus that has been dismissed include appear to allege that things that have already been denied by this court should be produced. Furthermore, the defendant filed a motion with no notice of hearing attached to it. So there's an outstanding motion in this case as well, no hearing date scheduled. So I'm hoping that we can sort of reconcile both of those things as whether or not discovery is something the defendant prepared to move forward, and if he ever can file a notice of hearing to go along with the motion that I received in this case on 11/22.
Mr. Magoo, your response?
My response is that I thought this was the hearing that we were setting for the motion. So if I have to set a motion for a notice of hearing for that motion, I will do that today, Your Honor, promptly.
What about discovery?
I'm ready to move forward on my what I meant by my discovery comment was that there's still no exculpatory evidence as far as that I did anything wrong, as far as anything that they've submitted. So if it was improper for the wording, Your Honor, I apologize, but my ultimate goal is have the prosecution present their evidence against.
I'm going to indicate discovery is complete because I don't know what you're saying, because what you just said regarding discovery didn't make any sense. As it regards the motion, we will hear the motion or the motion will be heard on date of exam. We'll
Thank you, Your
deal
Honor.
with it at that point in time. So the people would have their witnesses available on the second.
We can try for the second, Your Honor.
Preliminary examination in person, January 2nd, 2025, 12.
Yeah.
12 noon, that is before me.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And continue.
This guy is the perfect example of why you absolutely need legal representation. Not only is he completely unprepared, but he's also smug, like painfully smug, and for some reason, he genuinely thinks he can outsmart the judge. I have no idea what made him believe that was a good idea. If anyone watching has a theory as to why this guy is acting so irrationally, please let me know in the comments. To me, he honestly comes off like a sovereign citizen. And if you've seen my other videos, you know I've covered a few of those. They always carry this weird, over-the-top attitude, acting like they're somehow above the law, above the judge, and above basic logic. It's just crazy. This guy's in court for assaulting a police officer, a very serious charge, and on top of that, he also lost custody of his child. And let's be real, you don't just randomly lose custody like that. That tells you how serious this situation is. But here he is, acting like this is just another casual day in court, chewing gum, showing no remorse, and refusing to take anything seriously. He's like, I didn't do it, I'm innocent, but then refuses to cooperate or present any solid defense. And worst of all, he is no lawyer. This is exactly how you make a judge dislike you. In fact, I think just about everyone watching this is probably rooting against Mio at this point. Honestly, I don't know what's going through his head. Representing yourself never seems to go well, especially with sovereign citizens, who always end up making things worse for themselves. And this guy, he's already lost his kid. That alone should have been enough to make him take this seriously. He comes across as immature, irrational, and just mentally unfit to be handling something this big, let alone caring for a child. Anyway, that wraps up my take for now. I'll be posting the next court hearing in January when it drops, and based on what we've seen so far, I have a feeling it's going to be very entertaining. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate a like and subscribe. It helps a ton. As always, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.